Hello, little children. I hope you're having a nice day, whatever you're doing. Okay, so we're going to look at this emotions poetry. And again, this is from Mrs. Cullen, and you can see there are some nice pictures here of people with different emotions. Okay, so let's move on. This is a poem based on an emotion. An emotion or a feeling is a state of mind which happens without us having to think about it. And I would actually go, it doesn't say this here, I would actually go as far as to say that feelings can completely bypass emotions. Okay, sometimes things that we think make us feel certain ways, but often feeling stops us from thinking. Okay, feelings are very important, and we should always pay attention to our feelings, but we shouldn't necessarily let them make decisions for us. We should try always to think things through before letting our emotions have the final say. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway. So we don't tell ourselves to feel happy or sad. It just happens. And remember when we were talking about making of movies, that it was the music that would tell us what to feel. Okay? The music told us what to feel. It controlled our feelings to some extent. And I'm sure you have watched movies and you felt a certain way. That was the music, almost certainly, that did that. Okay, so this is a poem based on emotion. In order to write a poem based on emotion, you will first have to select an emotion. So there's an emotion there, afraid, and you can see the woman is looking a little bit scared. So write down answers to the following questions. So you can write them as we go, or you can just listen to the whole thing and go back later. If you're going to write them as we go, pause the video and come back. I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep going, and you can do this at your own pace. Okay. So imagine what your emotion looks like. Now, these are obviously, this you can see here's a picture of somebody's face. Surprised. What does your emotion sound like? There's a picture of him going, looking. What does it sound like? What? You can practice some sounds as well. There's my 2 sounds. What does it feel like to be surprised? Some surprises are good. For example, a birthday surprise. Some surprises are bad. I can't think of an example of a bad surprise, but I guess it does happen. Bad things happen sometimes by surprise. For example, school being cancelled. Here we've got, what colour does the emotion make you think of? So there's somebody who's happy. What might it taste like? Now, I absolutely detest mushrooms. So somebody once said, God created mushrooms because so we would know what evil tastes like. I think that's a fair description of mushrooms. Happiness probably tastes a lot like Maltesers or strawberries. You maybe have a different idea of what happiness tastes like. Do you know what? You can comment in the comments what you think happiness tastes like. And what might it smell of? I think happiness smells of roses, because I think roses have the best smell. You might have something different in mind. Now, this is the poem of worry. And what I'm saying to you though is you can't do a poem on worry. You have to choose your own emotion. So if you want to do sad, happy, afraid, lonely, you can even comment below to give different ideas of emotions. I don't mind. So this one is worry, and I know that you're probably worried right now about how good your poem's going to be. Don't worry about that. It will be good no matter what. So here is the poem. Worry is deep purple. It tastes like blood in the mouth. It smells like musty old books. Worry looks like a dark, threatening cloud. The sound of rolling thunder. Worry grips me tightly. Okay, I think that is a pretty good description of worry. So you're going to use that layout, so starting with colour and going through to the feeling, to make your own poem about your feelings. You can make more than one. If you might feel excited today at the prospect of writing your own emotions poem, or you might feel sad that there aren't more poems that you could write. So using that excitement and that sadness, you could write 2 poems. Although that then would mean you wouldn't be sad anymore because you'd be writing another poem. So you do this in the way that you like best, and you can load it up if you want to take a photo of your poem or poems. Load it up for me on the comments. Okay, and I will see you in the next video.